Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Angelica here. This is of course Angeliculture. If you're new, then come in. What are you waiting for? Have a seat, have several seats. If you're not new, then thank you for once again having me all up on your juicy screen.
I'm so excited to be bringing this video to you. It's currently 3 AM right now, so if I look like I'm on the verge of falling asleep, it's because I am. You know, I could just literally, my eye could just close right now and that would be it. Like, it's 3 AM, I've got to be up in the next 4 hours. Who do I think I am? 20 marks. I'm going to need someone to answer that question.
I wanted to make a video on some tips, 5 tips precisely, that I use to get my grades at A level. This is not the be all or end all. This is not the A to Z of how to get A stars at A level. I couldn't think of any more at this point, probably because it is 3 AM. So if I do think of some other things that I did, then I will make another video. Basically like 5 more things or like a 10 more things kind of extended video. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. Behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love. The first thing I'll say is exam practice is key. Yes. Contrary to popular belief, you just can't rock up to your exam with no exam practice whatsoever and bag yourself full marks. It just doesn't work that way. You need to be able to familiarize yourself, number 1, with time conditions, number 2, with lingo and jargon that you're going to have to use in your exam, and number 3, you need to familiarize yourself with what the examiners are looking for. So exam practice is the best way to do that. When you can mark your own essays, you literally, like, you're just streamlining everything you need to know for your exam, so when you go there you're just going to smash it. Like, you're not going to be confused, it's not going to be unfamiliar territory for you, you're going to know exactly what you need to do. I wish I could go get it from my attic right now, but right now it's 3 AM and this is even a bit of a stretch, making this video at this time, let alone me climbing all the way up. No. But like my essays, I'm still so proud of them, especially my A-level ones. GCSE ones I'd drop like 1 or 2 marks, but A-levels I was literally just banging out full marks. And I'm not gonna say you should start off super early. Like, don't start off making essays, writing essays the first week you start sixth form or A-levels or anything, but I definitely would say at some point you need to start easing yourself into it and start doing it maybe like once a week for each subject that you do. I know it might not be practical because some people are not doing essay subjects, so I would advise you to do exam practice, formula question, do whatever is relevant for your course. The next thing I did was I used external sources. This is pretty much sources that aren't necessarily part of the syllabus, so you usually have an exam specification for every every exam board. They have their own specifications for the courses that they run, and usually you have a list of sources and people to reference and basically like the outline of your course. And usually you have like standard sources that you need to reference in your exams. I went beyond this. I managed to seek out my own sources and books that I knew that not many people would have read. This is part of what I think got me the grades, because part of like getting the top bands is to say something original and to say something that not many people have said already, because you have to think like the examiners are human, they get bored, so you have a high chance of really sticking out as outstanding if you literally say something that not a lot of people have said or referenced. Show that you've done outside research, show that you've done more than the bare minimum you needed to get through the year. I know you probably did the bare minimum, I'm joking. Even if you did the bare minimum, you know, you can finesse, you can sort it out in a few, like, give it a few weeks and just like collect as many, like, it's not even that hard. Like, just typing a sentence, like type in and look for a book that has like that mentions that topic and actually read the book. And you can even use that book for multiple like modules, like it doesn't have to just be for one module. So try and find a book that is like useful in all senses, not just like for one line. Like, don't buy a £20 book if it's only one line that's going to be relevant. Next thing I did is I made wall notes. I don't know if I'll be doing that this year. Maybe in my uni room we'll do that. But what I did, basically my whole room was covered in notes. Like, so I had A3 mind maps that I made, and with the mind maps, they weren't actually like your typical spider diagrams, but what they were basically exam plans. So in the middle I had the question, then I basically just divided the A3 into different sections. Each section represented each paragraph that I would write as a response to the question in the middle. So I had like loads and loads and loads of essay plans basically just stuck around my room. Everything I would need for each question, and facts and quotes and books and stats, like everything. So whenever I would wake up, if I'm like getting ready, I'd be able to like literally have my exam practice in front of me. That would just reinforce the things I needed to know. What I used to do before is I used to have like notepads, but one thing I noticed with those notepads, I never really opened them, or not even necessarily notepads, but exercise books. It wasn't useful for me to just write pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of notes. I much preferred putting them on a mind map, somewhere that like all the information is accessible and I don't have to flip the page. So I've definitely noticed that when I have to flip the page, I start to lose things that I need to know. So when I have it all on one page, it's just much better for me. So the fourth thing I did to get my A-level grades is ongoing revision. And I know it sounds a little bit boring, in fact a lot bit boring. So when I mean ongoing revision, I didn't actually like, I know we all say, oh, from this year I'm gonna work super hard, I'm gonna start revising for my exams today, or yesterday I'm gonna start revising for my exams which are in a year. And it's nice to dream, you know, it's nice to hope, but what I did, instead of like putting that much pressure on myself, is I just made sure I knew my stuff. Every lesson I went to, with every new topic I learned, I actually understood it because I wanted to understand it. It can be a bit challenging with like the mathsy subjects. I know, I completely know. I totally know, because I did maths as well, and the difference between maths and the other subjects that I really enjoyed was, I think that because I had like, I think that I naturally studied more about the other subjects outside of my spare time, and I think I was more on top of my other work than I was with maths. So one thing I definitely recommend is ongoing revision. Just make sure you know your stuff. This is helpful because when it comes to exam season, you don't have a backlog of things you need to learn. Like, and a way you can do this is, on to the next point. The fifth thing I did was I found ways to explain what I was learning to myself or to other people. So a way to keep on top of what you're learning is to literally see if you can explain it to other people. If you can explain to other people and explain it to yourself in a simple way, explain it to someone who doesn't know anything about your course, then you've done well and you probably are good with that topic. Of course you need to do exam practice just to make sure you can actually transfer that information onto paper in an effective way. And one thing that I noticed I liked doing was I liked revising what I already knew. I don't know why I did that to myself, but like, it's fun to, you know, to feel good about yourself, to feel like, yes, I know this. But why would you go and revise it? Like, the whole point is to revise something you don't know. For some reason, it's just something I've noticed people like to do. We like to run away from what we don't know. Make sure there are no gaps in your knowledge. It's all about knowledge management, and making sure that when it comes to revision season, you don't have to do too much. It's not like, oh, now I need to learn the whole course. Like, no, revision should be revision. It shouldn't be you learning everything all over again. Thank you so much again for tuning in, for all your support. A ton of you have actually subscribed to me lately. I'm so grateful to all of you for having me all up on your screen. I can't wait to embark on the new academic year with all of you. I have so many things in store, and I've got a new hard drive, so don't you worry, ain't nothing gonna be going wrong this year. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already connected with me via my other social media, then definitely make sure you do, especially Twitter and Instagram. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye!